This computer will rule the world.
Well, hello there. It's Q again. Welcome back to Hold and Modify, YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel. And I know some of you may get irked when I say that, but I know I'm doing better. I'm trying. You all really helped me, and I'm glad you subscribe and watch because you motivate me to keep going. And when I watch the videos myself, I try to make them better and better. But I don't know. There's still lots I could do to make these better, but I enjoy making them. I wanted to do an update here to something we haven't looked at in a while, and that is the Apollo Firebird, I guess, all-in-one accelerator RTG card for the Amiga 1000, 500, and 2000. It basically kind of mimics the old trapdoor accelerators you could slap into 1200s, but, or in the case of, for the 500, it mimics that because the 500 didn't have a lot of options back in the day. But yeah, it gives you, as you know, it gives you the accelerator and the RTG and the networking and the sound and the hard drive. And I've made a couple videos on that, and you can check back through my channel to find those. But what this is about is the latest update that does the magical thing here. And if you look up here, I've uploaded this video in 4K, so hopefully you can see up here. I'll zoom in if I can too, using the wonderful tool of editing. But I've added the, I'm going to left click here so that I can reveal the cool thing that's finally working. This is an Amiga 500 Rev 5 with, the half a meg of chip memory and then the half meg expansion in the bay. So click.
Good news, everyone!
And now we see 2 megs of chip memory. Oh yes, and then of course the massive 512K of fast memory. So yes, the latest update to the Firebird, and also I believe their newest product, which I think is still also in beta, earlier beta, the Ice Strike for the 1200, now has the AGA implementation working. And I should mention, by the way, Editor Q jumping in on myself, that yes, here's the 500 all apart, and here's the Firebird tucked in down there. And yes, this did, as I said, did require an update. They published a new update. They've been publishing updates for a while now in the beta channel in their Discord. That's why it's important you get involved in that if you're going to purchase this product and become part of the adventure. But yeah, I had used the USB flasher, the blaster, to do a flash on the JTAG. And I went ahead and flashed the new file, and it just rebooted, and it was a black screen.
Oh!
But the great thing is that it's just because my monitor had switched inputs, and I put it back to HDMI, and all was well. Okay, what was Q saying? Very exciting, very exciting. And indeed, if we go to Workbench Prefs, pop in a screen mode here, if we were to go back to like Happy Pal mode here, as you can see, colors 256, right? And if I click use, oops, let me hit cancel on this. You got to quit the, here's one little tip for you, by the way, if you're running the Apollo boot Amiga Workbench option, which you can find out about on their Discord and their website. You need to quit the dock up here because it'll prevent Workbench from changing screen mode. So we'll go ahead and click use. Now we'll say use. And she'll come back, and there we go. So now, as you can see, yeah, we have all our pretty colors and icons, and things are nice and fast, and it's like, yay, wee, fun. But yeah, let's put this back into the happier mode. All right. So, of course, the next thing I wanted to try was Lightwave performance, because that's what I do on this channel. And I went over to Lightwave and I fired it up. So it's going to launch Lightwave, and it's going to launch it in unmode promoted. So we have this flickery mess. But one of the first things you can see here is that this is the 8-color mode because we have the yellow colors over here. And if you left click and hold down here and start moving, look how fast that is. That is so smooth. So let's go ahead and go up to 800 by 600 8 colors. And I have this set to mode promote to the Saga RTG that the Firebird does. And again, left click and wrote, and look how quick this is. Now, some of you are like, well, of course it's quick because it has that 68080 ridiculous CPU in it. That's not the reason this is this quick. You can have, and I do have, an Amiga 3000 with the Picasso 4 and a 68060 in it, and the OCS chipset is still mostly responsible for the graphics speed of updating the image on the screen. Yes, the CPU has a lot to do with it, and it helps immensely, but this kind of speed here is, I would say, at least, oh gosh, maybe twice to 3 times as smooth as an Amiga 4000 with a 68060 using the AGA chipset. So if you were to stack the Amigas all up together, you would see that an OCS Amiga with an accelerator card running Lightwave in 8-color mode is going to be like 10 frames a second as you scrub this, maybe 15 frames a second. And then if you hop over to an Amiga 1200 with like even a nice modest 68030 or maybe even a 68060 using like a TF1260, you'll click this and it'll be smoother. It'll be closer to like 20, 24 frames a second. Not even 30 though. So yes, the AGA chipset does help Lightwave's screen updating a lot, and it's definitely preferable over OCS, but this implementation of the AGA/OCS chipset that they're doing, actually this is AGA, with the implementation of the AGA chipset that the Firebird is doing is just so fast and smooth. I mean, this feels like 60 FPS, like it's really just ripping through this. It's so nice, and there's no weird lag or funkiness. So you get this added bonus of not only RTG and 24-bit color, but you get a really faster, graphics chipset, so that you're getting a more updated chipset. So it's like a faster GPU, like out of your native Amiga AGA chipset. Like if you overclocked your AGA chipset on your Amiga, that's what this is doing. I guess those are the words I'm trying to look for. So yeah, this is just super quick. Now this is going to suffer from the same problem that Amigas do. Is that if you try to make a preview, it'll build the preview and you'll see it building like this. And it's like, yay, neat. Okay, so let's let this go for a little bit and then we'll just stop it. Now, if you try to play this, you're gonna get nothing. You're just junk. So that's nothing to do with the Firebird. That's Lightwave. If you mode promote Lightwave, you're not gonna have preview playback. You have to get out of mode promotion. That's why I find it handy to mode promote the 800 by 600 screen, so that you have this nice big Lightwave you can work with. And then if you want to see your preview animations, you can drop it back down to Amiga Native, where this isn't promoted. And now when you make your preview, you'll be able to see it. So if I make preview, in fact, let's just do bounding box, so it goes really quick here. So there's some preview, and then we hit play. Now you can see your preview. Now, of course, on my setup, this is a flickery, horrible, disgusting mess. But if you have a flicker fixer, this won't be a flickered, disgusting, horrible mess. So that's a nice thing to have, right? I don't have that. So I go back to my nice and pretty mode here. And again, the right now it's set to CyberGraphics. So if I hit F9, render, and as you'll see, I'm actually going to let this run here. The 680, quote unquote 68080 is quick. And there you go. You have a lovely screen of stars and yellow lines. Where the heck is the jump gate at?
You're not much good to me alive.
That's nothing to do with the accelerator or Lightwave guides. That's artist error. That's artist user error. I'm guessing there's no lights in the scene that are doing anything. Yeah, I've done something horribly wrong. Let me just crank up the ambient for this. In the, I said ham 6, ham 8 mode, and then you'll get your lovely AGA ham 8 render. So let it go. And there you go. That looks disgusting, but I just wanted to get it so you could see it. So there's our 640 by 480. So yes, this is interlaced. Native Amiga 8-bit ham screen. Working just fine. No issues. Yay. Quit. And yeah, so there you go. One of the things I wanted to point out is that there are certain programs for you guys that are into the 3D and the 2D art and whatnot. There are some programs that don't like to be mode promoted, or programs that won't launch when mode promoted. This has nothing to do with the Firebird. This has everything to do with just how they work with RTG. So I have a real 3000 with a Picasso card has the same issue. If you try to launch Vista Pro with Workbench in an RTG mode, it will not launch. It'll give you a guru. So what you have to do is go to your workbench and do what we did earlier, which is take it back down into a PAL mode. So we'll go into this kind of gross mode here. Yay, it's 1985 again. And then we'll go to Vista Pro, and now you can launch Vista Pro and it'll work. And it'll be a flickery mess because Vista Pro opens up a 640 by 480 interlay screen. You will say, well, Q, why don't you just promote this? You cannot promote it. Most of the screens that you can promote it to, it'll just crash on startup. And the ones that do seem to work, like it'll launch and you'll think it's working, it's not working. You'll get ghosting. So as you go over these menus here, all these little pop-up panels you see will get left behind. Copies will get left behind. And the main map here will not update. So you think it's working, but it's not. So there's something weird with how the Vista Pro software is coded and how it draws screen calls or how it requests them or updates them, that it just does not like RTG. So unfortunately, you do have to put up with the flickery unless you have a flicker fixer. And then on programs like Scene Reanimator is another one that will not launch if Workbench is in an RTG mode. So you have to have Workbench in non-RTG in a native mode, and then you can launch it and boom. Now Scene Reanimator's a little kinder in that it opens up a non-interlace screen. So thank you for that, Scene Reanimator. So no flickery mess. But those do work. You just have to do that switch. This was a quick video updating you on the status of the Firebird. I would say as of right now, I have the most awesome Amiga 500 ever. I mean, you have to realize what the Firebird is a lot like, even though it's plugging into the CPU socket. I mean, that's essentially what a trapdoor in a 1200 is anyway. It's a direct access to the bus, and it basically just vampires itself onto your CPU. That's what this is doing. It's pun intended. It's giving you the fast CPU, the memory, the hard drive, and then the RTG if you want it. You don't have to use it. But and then you still have your floppy drive, you still have your ports, you still have your native Amiga video output if you want it. You have your Amiga keyboard, your Amiga mouse. It's an Amiga with this super awesome expansion card in it. And I'm going to see myself quickly using this more and more and more versus the other ones, just because of how it just feels. I mean, I guess the biggest thing to say is I'm getting my real Amiga keyboard and my mouse and my ports and my floppy disk. And I mean, that's what I want. That's what you want when you use a real Amiga, right? You want to have those things. And yes, it's fun to have, you use the internal native guts, of course. Yeah, that's what makes, the Amiga was so amazing and fun. But for those of us that are, wanting to do this weird hybrid blend of retro art but faster modern stuff, it's a great way to go. And the thing is, what I like about this is that as fast as the 68080 is, it's not like PyStorm fast or Emu 68 fast, whatever. It's 68080 fast, which means it's faster than a 68060, but it's not ridiculous. It's not like, I don't even think it's PowerPC fast, to be honest. It's a lot faster than a 68060, but not so much that it just feels like it kind of, I'm trying to find the words, like it takes the fun out of using a quote unquote your real Amiga again. It's like, well, why don't you just run an emulator? Well, as good as the emulators are, they still have some issues. They just do. And I'm finding as this Firebird world, this vampire, this Apollo world gets more and more refined, I'm seeing less and less and less issues. And it's in the experience that I'm using feels more and more like I was transported back in time and I'm using my Amiga again. And somebody from like GVP just plopped down this awesome new card. So I guess I'm getting a little romantic and biased. Maybe, I don't know. It's really cool, and I'm going to look forward to continuing on with this and pushing forward with videos on this. So thanks for watching, and I hope I can edit this together and have it be something that's enjoyable. Everyone, I will leave you now. Goodbye.